When Columbia Falls qualified for the state football championship in 2016, then won it a year later in 2017, it was the Wildcats' first appearance in a state title game on the gridiron since 1970. That was the junior year of the number 5 running back on the MT Top 40, Steve Kracher. Steve Kracher played a significant role in the Columbia Falls Wildcats' run-first offense, proving his worth with a selection in Montana's East-West Shrine game. His West squad would earn a 13-8 victory, but it was a trip to Tailback U that would land his name in Montana lore.
Steve Kracher was a great one here for the Bobcats, and I know something about him. He carried the ball for us when I was coaching, and he was an outstanding, gifted kid who loved to carry the ball, did a great job of it.
He ran kind of upright from the standpoint, but he was able to cut in a really small, short period of time. But the thing I really remember about Crocs was that he would take on a tackle and they would be from the side, and he was able to kind of give him a limp knee type thing, and they weren't able to wrap him up, and he would just drive right through that. And I can't tell you how many tackles he broke on and how many yards he got after contact. He was an amazing guy, very, very intense. There was nobody more ready to play the game when that kickoff happened than Steve Kracher. He was ready to go. He was snorting snot. I mean, he was ready to go. And again, great leader and led by example. Not a quiet guy, but a really, really special guy that really loved being a Bobcat.
Kracher added to that Tailback U mantra, winning Big Sky Conference rushing titles in 1974 and 1975, picking up 1,034 yards and 9 touchdowns in 74, and 1,387 was the yard total with 7 scores in 75. The league would honor him with all-conference accolades each of those years. All-American honors accompanied the 1975 season.
I think toss sweep would have been his play because you get it and you're going kind of parallel line of scrimmage, and with great vision, great instinct, and able to plant and change direction in a hurry, which is his specialty. Then he could see that seam or use his speed to get to the corner and get around. But yeah, when you have those 2 pulling guards coming, you got the fullback trying to knock the linebacker down, and you have the 2 pulling guards or 1 pulling guard depending on, and you just read what that guard does. If he's going to kick him out, you got to be right on his tail. If he's going to spin him around, then you just got to get around the end. And great instincts that those tailbacks had to have in those days.
Exactly, I can see him doing just that. Taking the ball wide to the wide side of the field and then finding a way to come back against the grain. And he never went backwards when he got tackled. He always went forwards, always gained extra yards. And yeah, he's a great one.
A Montana State Hall of Fame inductee in 1996, Kracher can still be found in the MSU record books. 2,979 career yards, that's 3rd all-time. He also owns some top 10 single-game records, including a 1975 game with 222 rushing yards and 218 in a game in 1976. Kracher would average 6.06 yards per carry in his career. That's 2nd best all-time at MSU. And in 1974, it was 6.5 yards per carry. That's also 2nd best for a single season.
High tailback, in those days, you probably got, if you were the main guy, it wouldn't be uncommon to get, 40 carries. Because you're not breaking many long, but you're running toss sweep and you're running trap and you're getting 4, 6, 8 yards, and in those days there weren't that many possessions, so it might be a 10-play scoring drive or 12-play, but now you score and either no huddle and you're off the field or whatever. And games were quite a bit shorter then when you huddle after every play. Yeah, you run toss sweep into the boundary. That was the Bobcats' way for many years, in those mid-70s years.
Well, there's no question about it. It's a gift that some kids have and some kids don't have. But Steve make his living doing that. That's how he was able to do what he did. So it's You got to be able to do that to be in that category, and he certainly did.
Kracher was an 11th round pick of the Minnesota Vikings in the 1976 draft, but soon thereafter would choose the teaching and coaching route with a return to his hometown. He's currently the equipment manager at Big Sky Conference program, Cal Poly. Steve Kracher, number 5 running back in Montana's history, one of Columbia Falls' and Montana State's all-time greats. Stay with MontanaSports.com as we continue counting down to the best running back in Treasure State history. Richie Melby, MTN Sports.